Hello and welcome to my unboxing and first look at the new Eldar Codex, Codex Craftworlds. It's definitely in this wrapping, I know that for sure. This book will cost you £25. It's a hardback book. It looks like it's got a decent thickness to it too. One thing you may notice while I'm going through the pages and things is mine is a little bit damaged there, and my best guess is that's happened on the way to the shop I bought it from, because the box that it shipped in, there's no damage and it was well packed and things, so I'll be asking for a replacement shortly. But nonetheless, let's unwrap this and have a look. Now, as I said in my Start Collecting unboxing, the last Codex of Eldar I had was this one. I didn't have the one after because they stopped doing it in hardback quite shortly after the release, and that really put me off, and that's one of the reasons why I didn't. And plus I don't game much, so to miss out on a Codex or two, it's not really a big issue for me. My main army is the Space Marines and Imperial stuff, so hence why I never got that one. So if I draw any comparisons and things while I'm reviewing and whatnot, it will be from that Codex rather than the one before it. Okay, so let's just unwrap this. A lovely bit of artwork. That's the back. Home to survivors of a race that once ruled the galaxy, the Eldar Craftworlds. So, doesn't say Eldar anywhere there. Doesn't say Eldar anywhere there either. So this is just Craftworlds, Codex Craftworlds. So they've done away with the word Eldar, but oh, it's quite stiff opening. Oh, it smells so good. Lovely. So this has been my first look at the Codex. You've got Craftworlds, Children of Azurian, or Azuran. Yep, 2017. Get an introduction. So I haven't looked at any videos of anyone looking at this yet, so this is all brand new to me. It looks like you're getting 128 pages, so it's more than the Death Guard Codex. Wow, look at that artwork. You've got the Avatar, you've got a couple of Wraith Knights, a few Wraith Knights actually. You've got Magnus and his Thousand Sons, and it looks like you get Eldrad there. Lovely piece of artwork there. They're fantastic. Against some Zangors. Are they called Zangors? Remnants of the Fall. A lot of text there. The Azurani Path. Strategic disposition of an Eldari Craftworld. Craftworld of Biel-Tan. I hope I get the pronunciations right. You've got to chip in if I don't. Craftworld of Ulthway. Craftworld of Ianden, or Ianden. Craftworld of Same Han. Here it is, Craftworld Elatok. Or Elatok. And then you get some little special characters. That's pretty cool. The pointy ears. Come on guys, they're pretty much space elves, right? You get a nice little history, similarly to the Death Guard one as well. Another stunning piece of artwork there against the orcs. Battle Seers of the Azurani, Eldrad Ulthran. So this is where we get the so this is where we get the start of the little backstory and fleshing out of the individual units and characters and things in the book, like we did with the Death Guard Codex. You've got Autarchs, Prince Uriel, Guardians of the Craftworlds, the Wind Riders. You've got Wind Riders and Vipers, War Walkers, support weapons, Engines of Vol, so the Fire Prisms, Falcons, Night Spinners and Wave Serpents. I think you can turn the Fire Prism into a Night Spinner, the kit, I think. Rangers, Illic Night Spear, Avatar of Cain, and then you get some Phoenix Lords, so you got Azuremen, Baharoth, Fugan, Jane Zar, Karandras, Morgan Ra, Dark Reapers, lovely models as well. Dire Avengers, Fire Dragons, Howling Banshees, Striking Scorpions, Shining Spears, Swooping Hawks, Warp Spiders, Crimson Hunters, Spirit Seers, Wraith Lords, Wraith Guard, Wraith Blades, and Wraith Knights. That's actually the same image that they used in the previous codex, I think. Hemlock Wraith Fighter, and colours of the Craftworlds. I don't think the models have aged that well. These are the same models that were around, the same plastic Guardians that were around when I was a kid. So these are at least 20 years old now, these models. Unlike Space Marines, where they've had little tweaks here and there of the kit, like 4 years ago the Space Marine kit had a bit of an overhaul, legs poses were changed. Also you could say with the Death Watch kit they've had a bit of a tweak. Then they've had different armours, so the Iron Armour, the Mark III, and then the Maximus Armour, you know, and now with the Primaris, Eldar really haven't had any love with their change of their armour. Maybe if it's not broken, don't fix it, but model wise they're just begging for some new models, but I do like the Dark Reapers. Warp Spiders, are they now plastic or are they still metal? Lovely looking Fire Prison models though, and the Wraith Knight of course, which is there. And then you've got a Spirit Seer, a Wraith Blade, and the Wraith Lord, and then you've got some forces. So you've got a little Spirit Seer there and 3 squads of Wraith Guard. And there, conveniently, you've basically got the models in the Start Collecting box set, along with some Dire Avengers. And then you've got an Ulthwé force with Eldrad. So this talks about the war hosts. So you've got everything from Craftworld to Battle Focus, Path of Command, Ancient Doom, and then we're into the data sheets. So first and foremost, we're into HQ. You've got Eldrad Ulthran, you've got a Farseer, Farseer Skyrunner, a Warlock Conclave, Warlock Skyrunner Conclave, so you can have all your Warlocks on jet bikes. Then you've got your Warlocks, only 2 power, that's pretty good. And then Warlock Skyrunners individually. Prince Uriel, the Autarch, an Autarch with Swooping Hawk wings, an Autarch Skyrunner, and then the Avatar of Cain. So look at that space that they've just haven't used, but they've obviously put a bit of artwork for Cain on there though. But Cain is setting you back 13 points. He's a demon, a monster. He's basically got a feel no pain on a wound or mortal wound. On a 5+, he can ignore it. He does have 8 wounds. Strength is save is 3+. Yeah, I'll go through all of these in depth in the review. Azure Men, his sword gives him +1 strength. It's AP -3 and the damage is D3. And you can suffer, and on 6s, they suffer D3 mortal wounds. Pretty good, but the model is, yeah, like I say, the model was around, 20 years ago or so. Baharoth, Fugan, same model again for Fugan. His strength is 5 though. Is he the strongest Eldar ever? Then you got Jane Zar, Karandras, Morgan Ra, Illic Night Spear, and then a Spirit Seer. For some reason, the Spirit Seer is all the way back in the HQ, but he's all the way back there. But he looks a little bit better than a Warlock. He's got a higher power level, more wounds, and all the rest of it. Then we're into troops. So we've got Guardian Defenders, power level 5, and you get 10 of them. Storm Guardians, which nobody ever takes, a power level of 3. Dire Avengers, which are great, nice solid unit. They're very fast, movement 7 inches, these guys. 3s all around. Rangers, And then we're into elites. So we've got Howling Banshees, and their mask just means that enemy units can't fire Overwatch at them. And you take -1 from hit rolls in the fight phase. It's pretty good. Striking Scorpions. Their Mandy Blasters now inflict mortal wounds if successful. Fire Dragons. They've got this Assured Destruction, which is re-rolling wounds against monsters or vehicles. Pretty good. Wraith Blades. 3 wounds each. Wow. A save of 3+, and they've got a force shield. Well, Wraith Blades have the force shield, sorry. Wraith Guards don't, they just have your normal 3+. But the Wraith Cannon is a strength 10 weapon, AP -4 and damage D6, horrific. Then we're into fast attack. So we've got Wind Riders, basically your jet bikes, so no longer are Wind Riders troops anymore. You've got Vipers, Swooping Hawks, Warp Spiders. Speaking of which, can you see that? What on earth is that? There's a spider in the Warp Spider section. Right, okay, panic over. Oh no, he's coming back. Just go, free, that way, come on. Oh. No, I'm just kidding, I didn't squish him, look, I'm just kidding. Can you just leave my review alone, please? Come on. Warp away. Yeah, Warp Spiders, Shining Spears. And then we're into heavy support. We've got War Walkers, power level 4, not too bad. Their movement is just crazy, 10 inches movement. That's faster than the Wraith Lord. And no matter how many wounds they drop down to, it's still going to be 10 inches. Whereas a Wraith Lord, he only needs to lose, well, okay, half of his wounds, and then his movement drops to 7 inches. But he's already slower anyway at base than a War Walker. But there you go, 6 wounds for a War Walker. Wow, save of 4+. He's got a 5+ invulnerable. They're pretty decent, I say. Anyway, yeah, so Wraith Lords, support weapons, Dart Reapers, you get 3 and then it can include an additional 2. Luckily the box set, I think they're Finecast miniatures now, I don't think they're plastic, but they've got 5 in them, I think. Falcon, Night Spinner and Fire Prisms. Troop Transport, you've got the Wave Serpent. Damage is reduced by 1 to a minimum of 1, and then it can actually shoot its shield 24 inches, D3 mortal wounds. That's pretty decent. And it can transport 12 Phoenix Lord or infantry models. It can also transport Wraith Guard or Wraith Blades, and they take the place of 2, so you can get 6 of them in there. Again, it's starting to look like how on earth can you fit them in there compared to like a Rhino fitting 10 Space Marines, but there we go. And then we get into the flyers, so we've got the Crimson Hunter and the Crimson Hunter Exarch. Then you've got a Hemlock Fighter, and then Lord of War, you've got the big old Wraith Knight coming in at a power level of 27. That's incredible. That means that his power level is higher than Mortarion at power level 24, who's a Demon Primarch. That is just insane. A Wraith Knight as being power level 27. Wow. He's very, very fast though. Compared to... He's almost as fast as a Swooping Hawk. His movement is 12 inches for basically, you know, up until half of his wounds. He's got 24 wounds, a save of 3+, give him a scatter shield, and then he's got 5+ invulnerable. Doesn't look like he's got an invulnerable save normally though. So you look at some of the weapons you can give him. Give him the heavy Wraith Cannon, strength 16. AP -4, damage D6, and assault 2 weapon. Wow. Titanic Wraithbone Fists, strength of the user, which is 8, -3, and D6 damage. Wow. And Titanic Feet, it's AP -2, damage D3, and his sword, it's damage 6, but it'd be strength 16 as well. That is incredible. So that is a huge Titanic Wraith construct. So there you go, guys. Power level 27 for Lord of War for the Wraith Knight. Forge of All, so this just shows you all the ranged weapons, the melee weapons, and the other war gear such as star engines, and then gives you a nice little diagram of the weapons and some of the gear, and then a nice little image of Ulthwé fighting Death Guard, or a little tiny bit of Death Guard. There's no Blight Hauler in that picture, no, okay. And then a Lethal Elegance, so you've got all the abilities and the attributes. So there you go, you've got all the Craftworld attributes, whichever one you want to sort of pick for your army. I'll go through them in the review. And then you've got your stratagems, your Warlord traits, your Remnants of Glory. So these are all your like legendary weapons. Seems to be like quite a few of them there. Your rune disciplines, your runes of fate. So you've got your doom and your guide, things like that. Runes of battle. Your points values. It looks like all the couple of the special characters like Illic and Prince Uriel, and like the Avatar as well, and the Phoenix Lords. They're all base points. The Avatar is 250 points, and most of the Eldrad's 150, and the Phoenix Lords look to be about 140, 150 each. And then you've got some tactical objectives, and that is it. So that is it for the Eldar Codex. It looks like a nice meaty codex. I'd definitely enjoy looking at those data slates later on and reading all the lore and stuff. I will be doing the review. It won't be next week, it'll probably be the week after though. As I mentioned in the pre-order video last weekend, that I have ordered a couple of the made to order metal Eldar miniatures like the Bone Singer and stuff, which I found out does have his own rules. So when I get those, I mean, Games Workshop say they can take up to 35 days or whatever to build or create, because they have to sort of make them on your order. When and if I do get them, I'll do an unboxing of them all, and then I'll show you them all complete, and I'll do separate reviews and things. So there'll still be plenty of Eldar content on the channel, along with in a week's time the reviews of all the miniatures in the Start Collecting set. So that's all I wanted to say about the Codex Craftworlds. Thank you ever so much for joining me today. Thank you for watching. The Emperor Protects.